Hi friends, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. Hi. This is a shifting video. This is you might hear noises in the background, okay? You might hear insanely happy laughter. You might hear ducks. Either any of those. So yeah, this video is, oh my gosh, guys. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Um how bad it is what happened. Something did happen over at My Hero Academia over there, and I'm debating when I should go back there. I probably won't go back there for a while because I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this issue. It's like a big deal. This is a big deal. I didn't see any of the signs. I couldn't tell anything that was happening. So I'm so like, I'm like speechless. I'm shocked. I'm like, I have no words for what I'm about to tell you. I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna tell you guys what happened, okay? And I want you guys to comment and say like, I want your advice, please. Just tell me what I should do. I really don't know what to do right now. This situation is it's kind of awkward, and it's kind of okay. So I'm just gonna tell you guys what happened. Okay, I didn't want to spoil it, so I really didn't know what to write in in the thumbnails. That's not gonna give anything away. So I know I have to be very careful. Sure. Yeah, you can like hear noises. Do you hear that? What is that? Like clinking glasses or dishes? I have no idea what they're making in there. Anyway, so I'm just gonna tell you guys, okay? I've been waiting to tell you guys this all day. I was really excited to talk to you. Now I don't want to talk about it because I feel like I don't know if anyone's gonna have answers for me for this. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I would do if I was in Toshinori's shoes either. I have no idea. Okay, so it's a great day, I shift to Toshinori's house. Toshinori lets me in, and so I went there to see the baby. I wanted to see the baby. Toshinori told me he had to go to work early, and that he wouldn't be off till late, and so we weren't gonna have time to eat. We weren't gonna have time to eat or drink anything. So when I got there, he gave me a hug, and we kind of just jumped in the limo. The hood right there was a lot of tension between us. Just like, not anger, but like a lot of sexual tension because, we haven't been able to like do anything in so long. Ever since the baby came, we've been having less and less time together, but that's what happens. So we're going to have to actually start planning our time that we can spend together, me and Toshinori, so. So we're in the limo, we're making out and stuff, and things are getting heated up pretty quickly. It doesn't take long, but Toshinori, he has a lot of restraint. He's like, I'm gonna not do this right now. So I just ended up hugging on him the whole way. We just ended up hugging each other, and the temptation is definitely there. Like, I really want him. So of course I leave the limo feeling all messed up inside already from Toshinori. And Toshinori, he's like, have a good day. So I go up and I knock on the door, and Hawks answers the door, and he's only wearing like a pair of shorts. They look kind of like they're like mesh shorts. They have like a weird kind of brand on them. I don't know what it is, like Fire or something. I don't know. Anyway, But yeah, he's wearing these blue shorts, and you can see like his muscles and everything. And you know, he answers the door in a low condescending tone, like, "Oh, cotton candy dog, come in." So I walk in, and I'm like, "You didn't have to go to work today?" He's like, "No, I don't work today." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I thought we could talk about the baby and go over some things because there's still a lot you don't know, and you said you wanted to learn more, right? You said that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did say that." He's like, "Okay, come on." He's like, "Go have a seat over there and I'll get the coffee." So I sit down at the table. I'm sitting there. I'm watching him, get the coffee and everything. And I'm thinking about Frodo. And I see the baby monitor sitting in the middle of the table. So I'm like, is he asleep right now? And he like glances over his shoulder at me. He's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "I guess he's sleeping." He says, "Bingo." So he brings the coffee over to me. I hear him like stirring the coffees and stuff. I hear him stirring mine. So then he comes over and he gives me my coffee and he's like, "There." He's like, "Here's your coffee." So I take the cup in my hand and I don't drink out of it yet. I'm just looking at it because it looks similar to the kind Toshinori makes me all the time. So he's drinking out of his and he grabs the clipboard. He's reading off the list. So he goes, that Frodo has to be fed every 2 hours, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know that." He said, "And the second thing on the list is that when you bathe him, the water level can't be above like a certain amount of inches because he'll drown in it. I don't know why he'll drown." So Hawks says that he takes a bath with Frodo to make sure the baby don't drown because he said he's always worried about him because he's so different. It's almost kind of like we have a special needs child because of how different he is, but he's not really special needs. Nothing wrong with him. We don't know like what his functions are going to be like later. We don't know if he's gonna have trouble with, like, I'll give you guys an example. Okay, so Frodo has sharp teeth, okay, but he doesn't know how to chew yet. He doesn't know how to, so we feed him with a bottle. That's why he needs a bottle. Even though he's got these sharp teeth, it looks like he can just bite anything. When he learns how to use his teeth, when he learns how to actually start biting, then we can start giving him food. But right now we're giving him a bottle because he doesn't know how to bite with it. He doesn't know how to chew properly. I think the first time they tried to feed him or something, he almost choked or something. So whoever the doctor was, he like ran all these tests on Frodo, so they know all this stuff about him. So now I get to learn about all these things too. He said something about what else did he say? Okay, so Frodo has to be, when he uses the bathroom, when he goes in his diaper, it has to be changed within the next 10 minutes or something like that, because he could end up going again. And if he goes again, the first whatever coil is inside the diaper, whatever layer that is protecting the outside toxins, it starts to like fade. So the first round of whatever he does is just going to be in there. When he does the second, whatever is there got weakened. I know it's sounding like really confusing right now. Basically, there's like a magic potion. We'll say like there's a magic potion in the diaper of like, say it's like a Vaseline or okay. And say like he goes and the first time, so the Vaseline absorbs all of the toxins. But now that it's absorbed all the toxins, now it's gotten weaker and it won't really protect against the second round if he does it. So you don't know when he's going to go again, so you just want to get that off of him. Because, plus it's dirty. So anybody, change your baby. Don't leave the diaper on him. Anyway, if you leave the diaper on too long, say like, it only takes 10 minutes for your baby to develop like a bad rash on their bottom because they pooped and you didn't change them right away. That's why you should change them right away, as soon as they're done. Because a rash will develop within like 5 minutes. I'm not even joking. It's even worse if they have like, I know. Oh, by the way, this video is going to be cringy to some of you. So if you, with me saying that to you guys, If you want, you can stop watching it, or you can, if you want to watch it still, even though you know that, you can grab like some of your favorite fruits or snacks or whatever you eat or drink, and then continue to watch the video if you like. Let's go. It is crunchy. So the baby monitor is sitting on the table. So I go, well, can I go look at Frodo? And then he's like, he looks up at me and he's like, I'm not even done explaining everything. And I go, okay. And ever since Frodo has gotten there, ever since Frodo arrived there and I haven't been there, I don't know how he got there. For some reason, Hawks has had kind of this attitude with me. And I don't understand where it's coming from. I don't understand why he's mad. So, like, is he mad at me? I don't know. So then I go, well, you seem to be, like, really, like, uptight today. And then he goes, I'm sorry. I'm really irritated because I had, like, a long night with Frodo. I'm so tired, so forgive me if I, snap at you. I just can't help it. I'll try to be nice. I'm sorry. So he apologized, and I'm like, thank you for apologizing to me. So then he goes back to his paper, and he's like, okay, so the next thing on the list is the doctors. If you notice he's constipated or can't go, we need to take him to the doctor. And the doctor will do the enema for him. Don't try and do it yourself. And I'm like, okay, first off, Hawks, I don't know how to do that anyway, so I was a twos teacher, so changing the babies is easy. Knowing how to care for a baby is easy. I've cared for, like, infants and stuff, so I know that, but, like, I don't know how to perform one on a baby that small. I mean, come on. So he's like, okay, so that's the basis. And then he kept explaining. And he goes, drink your coffee. I'm like, okay. He's like, I made it perfect for you. It's perfect. And I'm thinking, like, is it really perfect? So I take a sip of the coffee. I'm just like, whatever. I take a sip and I'm like, I'm like, this is really good. I'm like, it tastes kind of, I'm like, it tastes perfect. It tastes just how I like it. And then he kind of smirks a little bit. And he's like, good. He goes, I knew you would like it because Toshinori told me what you like. So I know what you like. He tells me everything. And I'm like, he does? And he's like, yeah. And then his little smirk turns into a grin. And he's staring at me from across the table like this, like, with this weird look. And I'm like, okay, freaking weirdo. That's what I'm thinking. So I continue to drink it. And I'm like, how did you know? I was like, how did you get the exact amount right? Because Toshinori has these little, he has these little mouse containers. He goes, oh yeah, they match the cat ones that I have in my cabinet. He goes, you like 7 spoons of sugar and 2 spoons of creamer. And really 7 spoons, because the spoons are really small. You guys, I explained in the other video that the little spoons attached to it is small. So like 7 scoops of that is really like probably 2 regular spoons. Not tablespoons, but like 2 regular spoons. Like in this reality or just in any reality. So he's like, yeah, I have matching ones in my cabinet. And I'm like, you do? And he's like, yeah. And he walks over and he opens up the cabinet. And I'm like, it's like exactly the same, except it's like a different color. And they're cats. It's gray. It has pink ears and it has like a pink nose and the whiskers are out. So I'm like, oh, goes, yeah, it's exactly identical. I'm like, can I have a closer look at it? And he takes it out of the cabinet and just like flings it, like yeets it, sort of yeets it to me. And I caught it like with my hand because he almost dropped it right on the floor. And I'm like, what the is wrong with this dude? Like, what is his problem? So I pick it up and I'm like, it looks exactly like the other ones. And I go, that's kind of strange, right? And he's like, no, it's not. He goes, it was my idea to get them in the first place. And I'm like, why would you want to get, I'm like, it was your idea to get them for what? He goes, well, originally they were supposed to be for you. he goes, yeah, it was my idea. And I'm like, what would made you? I'm like, why would you have an idea for something this cute? And he's like, because I loved you first. And he said that, and I was drinking down coffee. I literally started, I still literally started like choking on my coffee. And I go, what? I go, I heard you wrong, right? And he's like, I'm not repeating what I just said. And he takes the coffee. He like snatches it off the table and he puts it away. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what to say to that. So my idea was just to, just ignore what he said, like just pretend he didn't say anything. So then he's like, oh, so let's go back to Frodo. He's like, now, so Frodo, when he wakes up, and I'm like, can we, I was like, can you go back to the part where, go back to page 3, because he has them numbered. I'm like, can you go back to page 3? Because it said something about explaining his birth to him or something like that. But like, it's not like in the beginning part, because in the beginning it has like all of the instructions for Frodo for like taking care of him and all that. But then page 3 is like, it's almost like it's a long list of stuff, right? And then when you get to page 3, it talks about like, it has little notes written next to it. So it says like, for example, his meal is right now is grinded together, but later, something like that, like we're gonna have to change that into like something he can actually chew, so it won't have to be, fine grinded or whatever. It said something about explaining his birth. So I wanted to address the issue with Hawks because I'm not gonna lie to I'm gonna lie to, sorry, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna lie to Frodo. I have to lie to him. I am not telling Frodo how he was really made. I'm not telling him he was an accident. I'm not gonna tell him he was a mistake. I'm not gonna tell him that I made him by accident, because it's gonna shatter his heart, his confidence and everything. So I go, so this part right here. And he goes, yeah, and he walks and he stands like right next to me. And I move over a little bit, and then he moves over closer. So then he's standing there and he's like, wait, let me get a chair. So he gets a chair, and his chair is sitting like right here. So he's leaning over like this, like, and so then I hold the list out like this. I'm like, I point to it, I'm like, what's that? And Hawks goes, I'm going to explain to him when he got older how he came to be. And I said, no. I said, when he asked me where he came from, I'm going to tell him he was made from love. Because at some point we loved each other and we made him. Yeah, we made him through intercourse. I'm going to lie because, like I said, I have to. It's my baby. I can't let my baby think that he was a mistake or that we didn't, or like when he gets older, it's going to be harder to hide from him. I might end up just telling him the whole everything. But like, I can't see how that's gonna help anyone. I mean, this is something that we can take to the grave with us. We don't have to release this information. So I'm like, Hawks, at some point we loved each other and we made him. And then like, he like touches my face and he's like this. He's like, does that mean that do you mean to say that we were like intimate with each other at some point? And he starts leaning into me, and I'm like, no. He's like, that's what I thought. And like, so he gets up from his chair and he's like, I'm gonna go check on Frodo. So he starts walking up the stairs, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna tell Toshinori because obviously, he's like lost his mind or whatever, losing his marbles. So I wait and wait, and finally he comes back down the stairs. He's like, Frodo is still sleeping. I'm like, okay. He goes, So now that we have a child together, um, I felt like it was important to address how I really felt. Um, so even if you don't wanna even if you don't want to acknowledge that I have feelings for you, you can at least take responsibility for, for this whole situation. And I'm like, I was like, what? And that was exactly my response. And he's like, why are you laughing? He's like, Toshinori knows how I feel about you, and it's just that I think it's just about time that we have a child together. That's very important, and you need to think about Frodo and think about what's best for Frodo. Mm-hmm. So I go, look, if you're asking me to choose, then hey, you've already lost, because it was already Toshinori from the beginning. It's always going to be him. And he goes, I'm not asking you to choose between me and Toshinori. I'm asking you to choose Frodo. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? So I'm like, of course I choose Frodo. Frodo is my baby. He goes, Frodo is our baby. And I'm like, yeah, he's our baby. Sorry, guys. That just distracted me there. Time for your German lesson. No, thank you. 9. Anyway, I'm gonna move that over there. I said I would be keeping track of this video, but I kind of want to explain to you guys everything that happened. Okay, some of you guys weren't ready to hear this, and I know that. Yeah, so he's like, choose Frodo. I'm like, I do choose Frodo, And the thing is, I'm like, how did Frodo come to be? And Hawks is like standing over me. He's like, you refused to give birth to him, so I had to bring him here. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, so when Frodo gets older, either I can tell him what really happened, or you can take responsibility and start, using your time wisely here with me. And I'm like, my time here is actually to be with Frodo. And he goes, Frodo's asleep. I'm like, yeah, but Frodo's gonna wake up soon because it's almost time for him to eat. He goes, that's no excuse. He's like, you're making excuses. I said, what do you want, Hogs? What do you want from me? Like, what do you want? And he's like, I want you. So he's like walking up to me, but like the cabinet's behind me and I have nowhere to go. So I'm like this, kind of like leaning like this because he's talking. And he keeps touching my face and stuff, and I'm like, and then the baby monitor, of course Frodo starts crying. His horrible, terrifying cry that makes you feel like someone's killing him or he's getting hurt. So of course, Hawks goes running up the stairs. And he's like, if you don't have an answer, let yourself out. Bye. And I'm like, bye. So I'm like, screw this, I can leave. So I start walking toward the door and I'm like, I can't make this about me. This is about my baby. This is about Frodo. Frodo needs me. So I'm like, I start walking up the stairs and I guess he thought I left. I start walking up the stairs and he's leaned over the crib, and I see his hands kind of moving with Frodo or whatever. And so I'm like hiding behind. I walk in without him seeing me and I'm hiding kind of like behind the door. Why am I hiding behind the door? I don't know, because I'm a bonehead. And guys, he's talking to the baby, and baby talking is the funniest thing in the world. He's like, shiboo boo boo boo, shiboo boo boo, ooba shiboo boo boo. And I I hear the baby trying to like mimic him, and I bust out laughing. Like, I bust out laughing because I can't help it. And he's like, I thought you were gone. And I'm like, it is funny because he's like, moo moo moo, and the baby's like, ooh ooh ooh. The baby's trying to like copy him, and I say, do you realize he's copying what you're saying? Like, he's actually repeating you right now. I said, the baby talk is really cute, but please speak English to our child, okay? He already looks like that. I mean, we can't have him walking around speaking gibberish too, walking around going moo moo shoo shoo and shobo bobo and stuff, you know, like, it's really cute. It's cute, you know, baby talk. So he's like, he's like, so when you get a chance, I would like for you to talk to Toshinori about this, because we need to decide this together. And I go, we're still talking about this? And he goes, yes. And he's still talking to me, but at this point I'm not listening. I'm just like blocking him out. I just want my baby. So I hold my hand out and I take the baby, and I'm holding Frodo, and he's like, mama, mama. And then he's like, oh, he said mama, but he won't say dada. I'm like, because you're not. And I stopped, and he's like, I'm like, nothing. And so, like, I'm rocking the baby, and the whole time I'm just thinking in my head, like, Toshinori, what the hell? Why? And I can't be happy right now in this moment. The only thing that's going to make me happy is if I give my baby kisses, because that's the only thing that can make me feel better right now. Because I don't know how I'm going to feel better after this, like. So I kissed the baby a few times on the cheek, and he makes this little coo noise, this coo coo coo, and you know, and I hand him back to Hawks, who's just glaring at me so hard right now, and I'm like, I'm gonna go. He like, bye. Make sure you lock the door behind you. So I go down the stairs and I lock the door, and when I get outside, I don't do anything but just shift out. I call my guide and I shift out of there. So I was kind of like, I can admit this to you guys. I was like crying. I was kind of upset because Toshinori knew this all along and he didn't say a word to me. And I felt like giving him a piece of my mind. But what do you say to someone who's your best friend, who loves the same person as you? Do you stop being friends with them forever? Or do you just keep your mouth shut about it? You know, and I get it. Toshinori probably couldn't control his feelings, like how he felt about me. But obviously, Toshinori got to me first before he did. And I wanted to find out more information because it's like, you know, I guess Hawks was he planning a confession or something? Was, you know, since he's saying he loved me verse. But I've always loved Toshinori. I've had a crush on him since forever. You guys know that. I even stalked him in his house, but then I got caught, and that was what got me, you know. And so now I understand why Hawks has been, you know, I understand why he's been, like, mad the whole time. I understand now why he's had this attitude. Because your best friend is with a woman you want to be with, and you and a woman have a child together. You guys have never had an intimate relationship, so you never got to actually make the baby. And I think he would have liked the chance to do that. That's probably why. And he also said, I refuse to give birth. That means he remembers. What the heck? So if he remembers, Toshinori probably remembers. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know how, but Hawks remembered the event from last time too. So I'm just trying to figure this out. I don't know what to do. Like, you can't love two people. So Toshinori's okay with me. He said he didn't want to share me with anyone. Right, guys? Did he say that? But I guess maybe Hawks isn't anyone to him. I don't know. How close are you and Hawks that you're going to try and share me with Hawks? Like, you should have at least given me a heads up. You should have warned me. You should have said something. Because I didn't see any signs. Like, I didn't know anything was there. How many of you are shocked right now? I have no idea. I know, and I needed to make this a premiere because I wanted to hear you guys' genuine reaction to what I was saying. Because I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm not going to shift back there. I'm sorry. I might go back there to see Frodo, but that's it. I mean, it might be another week before I see Toshinori. I'm just really livid at him. I'm mad. Um, I was upset because I know how it feels to be. I know how it feels to be in love with someone, and you have to see them every single day, and you never can have that relationship with that person because your best friend is with that person. Now, it may not have been my best friend, but it was someone close to me. Like, you don't do that. You don't go after your friend's person, or but at the same time, like, he didn't have a chance against Toshinori. And he wants me to take responsibility. How am I supposed to do that? Take responsibility? How? I mean, we can't have a three-way. You know, how awkward and how odd is this going to be? Let's talk about this for a second, okay? I'm sorry. I need to go on the rant. Toshinori pissed me off. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind when I talk to him. I don't care what his defense is. It might not be his fault, but I'm going to blame him because I want to blame somebody right now because I don't have anybody to blame about this. And the thing is, like, he should have told me this information. This is too important. What happens when Frodo goes to school? It's common nowadays to say, like, I have two mommies, two daddies. He's going to say, you know, oh, I have a mommy and a daddy and another daddy. Or I have two daddies and a mommy. Who's picking you up today? Mommy and daddy. Who's picking you up today? Daddy and daddy. Like, people who hear that are automatically going to think they have that kind of relationship, I guess, where they're like all together. Maybe, like, I mean, I'm not against it, but I don't have those kind of feelings for Hawks. I don't. Like, Toshinori trying to share someone. He said he wasn't going to share me with anybody, so I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to say. Like, anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Leave in the comments what you think I should do about it. I mean, what do I do? Hawks is a part of our life now. Toshinori should not have let him bring the baby. It should have been Toshinori's baby. Toshinori should have given birth or whatever he had to make the baby his. I'm sorry. Or they should have waited the 2 weeks because this is ridiculous. Anyway, I think I've explained everything that you guys would happen. You guys aren't going to get another video for a while. I'm so serious. I'm going to shift there just to kiss Frodo. Kissing my baby will make me feel better every time I feel sad. So I think I'm going to do that. And anyway, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you're notified of the other videos when they become available. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.